So guys, breaking news, 4th gen battery swap stations have officially started being deployed. And also another great news is that some of these will be third-party swap stations, which will be owned by energy companies or other companies as investment. So NIO actually doesn't put up the money for that, which is a huge cost saving. But NIO does operate it, and it does count towards NIO's whole entire network. So this is very exciting. We'll talk a bit more about this later, but just to go over the 4th gen swap stations very quickly. On the NIO app and on the Envo app, this promo video was shared to showcase 4th gen swap stations. Absolutely fantastic. Of course, it has 6 LiDARs with 4 ORNX chips. It's basically top of the line in terms of tech when it comes to energy replacement. Because of the battery, the hardware and software upgrade, we're seeing a 22% increase, improvement in time. So 22% less time for battery swap. The 4th gen swap station has 23 battery slots, and it's capable of doing 480 swaps per day. All right, absolutely fantastic. Now, some of the other cool features with this battery swap station is the fact that you don't have to be in the car when it does that battery swap. That's the advantage of having so many LiDARs. It has 1,016 trillion operations per second tops processing speed. So that means, you just park the car there and it's going to battery swap. Also, what's very nice is you don't need the box anymore. This used to be a big headache with current NIOs. Sometimes the box might be covered in snow. I personally encountered that, and you're not able to do the swap. Or other times, within the vicinity, there might be cars parked that are charging, or other gasoline cars that are parked nearby. So this not only doesn't need the box, but it can also flexibly adjust the battery swap parking method based on the surrounding objects and obstacles. So it doesn't have to be like in the box, all right? It can park like whichever way that gets the car into the swap station, okay? So that's definitely a big improvement. And of course, also there's guided swap, meaning if there's a lineup, you can just park your car and then your car can be guided into the swap station while you're not in the car. And then afterwards, it's gonna park your car somewhere, and that's going to be pretty amazing as well. So that's the huge benefit of this whole entire LiDAR setup, okay? And also, at the same time, NIO is also launching its new generation of liquid-cooled chargers. Every time NIO has a new generation of swap station, they also have a new generation of chargers. So this new generation of liquid-cooled chargers, 640 kilowatts, 765 amps at 1,000 volts. Wow, absolutely spectacular. Also top of the line in terms of charging capability. And for reference, NIO said that with the 100 kilowatt hour battery pack, they're able to charge from 20% to 80% in 12 minutes. So this is definitely a spectacular achievement. And of course, with Envo's vehicle, Envo L60, because that car is 900 volt. All right, that's capable of charging at these maximum speeds. And also NIO's NT 3.0 vehicles, ET9, and all the vehicles coming later next year, etc. They will all be capable of charging at these maximum speeds. So it's going to be like pretty much like 6 minutes to charge, pretty much from 20% to 80%, and then you can swap in 3 minutes, or you can charge in 6 minutes. Pick whichever one you want, right? So you got the best of both worlds. That's coming very soon. So without a doubt, these 4th gen swap stations are going to be a lot more expensive than 3rd gen swap stations because of the added ORNX chips and the LiDAR sensors. You got 6 LiDAR sensors. So it's going to be really, really expensive, all right? There's good news to this, all right? One of the things that NIO CEO said before was that NIO buys 46% of all ORNX chips produced by NVIDIA. Definitely really boosting NVIDIA a lot, okay? But it is a very big expense for NIO. And what we can expect is that because, coincidentally, it's using 4 ORNX chips, NIO's vehicles also use 4 ORNX chips, But NT 3.0 cars will use one NIO NX chip, which is equivalent to 4 ORNX chips. So that means very soon in the next generation of swap stations, it's not going to use 4 ORNX, it's going to use one NIO's own NX chip, okay? And that's just going to, save cost by a lot. Obviously, the chip has been designed and pretty much ready, but it's not being produced at scale yet. So that means we're going to have to wait until next year until that's going to be on swap stations. So definitely for 5th gen swap stations, we're going to see that chip on swap stations and reduce the cost by a lot. But okay, the swap station costs are very expensive now. It used to cost around 300,000 US dollars, give or take, per swap station, but maybe now it's a bit more. Okay, it might be a bit more. But the good thing is that NIO isn't the only one that's building out these swap stations. Zhong'an, all right, Zhong'an, these guys are the real deal, man. They're building 1,000 swap stations as their own. Well, you can say for NIO to use, but it's more like they're building 1,000 swap stations as their own investment into a profitable business. Okay, so they're doing this investment and they're expecting to earn some money back from it. So that means that 1,000 swap stations. All right, NIO has a target of 1,000 swap stations for this year to build out 4th gen swap stations. And then Zhong'an is also going to be building out 1,000 swap stations throughout the next few years. So it could be that most of these swap stations this year that are being built, the 4th gen swap stations, are actually going to be funded and owned by Zhong'an. Okay? And that is absolutely the case. They will be owning 1,000 swap stations by maybe next year's end. All right? So that is definitely a huge cost saving for NIO. Even though these swap stations are more expensive, you're not spending NIO's money. All right? You're spending these rich energy companies' money. They're putting up the money. NIO's operating them. And of course, with grid stabilization, they're also expecting to earn a lot of money from that as well. Because we know from Denmark, one swap station is earning 200,000 euros pure profit from grid stabilization. So they're definitely also doing this in China. So these guys, as you can see from the official post back in March 2022, March 22nd, Dr. Shenfei announcing this whole entire deal. And of course, 1,000 swap stations, absolutely crazy. But they're seeing it more as an integrated energy storage solution as well. So this is definitely a big point of it. Not only to do battery swaps for NIO vehicles and Envo vehicles, but also for energy storage and grid stabilization, energy trading. So this is why they're building all these swap stations. Of course, these 4th gen swap stations are absolutely amazing. Envo can also use it. Now, once the first swap station goes live in Beijing, the 4th gen swap station, I'll probably go there and film a video and use my NIO and swap in it, see what it's like. So definitely subscribe, hit the bell, and I'll see you in the next one. All right, stay safe, stay healthy. Peace out. Rep for NIO.